Do we still take a roll?
Sure.
Oh, do we do pledge, I guess? All right, let's do the pledge. So please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I guess the clerk can call the roll.
Councilmember Porter is absent. Councilmember Middleton is absent. Councilmember Kavanaugh is absent. Councilmember Dundon is absent. Councilmember Costi.
Present.
Councilmember Hotchkiss is absent. Council President Matavetsky.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay. As there is no quorum of council members present tonight, we will not be able to consider any official business. We will be looking at scheduling a special business meeting to keep the business moving. So now, do you have any reports from committees or, oh, okay. We can't do approval of the minutes. All right, so we'll go on to set the public hearing. We'll have one public hearing that we need to set for our next business meeting. The city of Binghamton will hold a public hearing regarding RL 24-161, an ordinance authorizing the sale of a portion of Overland Drive to Mian and Shaw. This public hearing will take place at 6 p.m. during the September 11th, 2024 regular city council business meeting in City Council Chambers, 38 Holly Street, Binghamton, New York. Residents wishing to participate in public hearings may do so electronically by emailing their comments prior to 1 p.m. on the day of the meeting to clerk@cityofbinghamton.gov or in person during the meeting. We can still have public comment if there's anything that you wish for us to hear. There's 2 people in the audience here. Otherwise, you can hold your public comment until we have our next regular business meeting and have a larger audience. Is there any interest in public comment? No. Okay. Thank you. And I'll just double check with the clerks that there's no public comment. Okay, perfect. So we will review the mayoral veto. So we'll move on to the review of the mayoral veto received regarding introductory ordinance 024-62, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Binghamton, chapter 26. The clerk will read into the record the mayor's letter on this matter. A potential vote on this matter will be considered at our next regular business meeting, which has a quorum.
So I would just clarify that it probably is going to be at whatever your next meeting is.
Okay.
It should be on for the code and charter.
Because we were told previously that it could not be at a special business meeting, which was why we had a group vote to change our business calendar to make a regular business meeting to deal with a veto.
I believe that was for a local law.
Okay, so more complicated. All right. So we will be in consultation with Corporation Counsel to make sure we are working on the review of this mayoral veto, the vote on it, in
Oh.
consultation with Corporation Counsel.
So regardless, all we're doing tonight is just putting the mayoral veto on the record, and then at the next opportunity when city council has a quorum, they can decide whether or not to override that veto.
Perfect, thank you. So with that, take it away, clerk.
President Matavetsky, I have vetoed ordinance 24-62, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Binghamton, chapter 26. State law and this newly drafted version of our code require these materials be posted within 24 hours of the meeting to the extent practicable. The prior version of the law that was recently changed by council required that a digital copy of every proposed local law, ordinance, or resolution shall be available to the mayor and city of Binghamton employees at least 24 hours prior to its inclusion as first read legislation. I support this prior language as it places a stricter burden on city government to make sure that the public and city hall staff and employees are on notice of the items up for discussion by a public body. Prior to this veto message, I reached out to get input from council members. Part of the input I received is that there is good faith confusion as to what the extent practicable means legally. This deserves further discussion, as does exploring practical barriers in the posting of materials and the timeline of legislative actions. Keeping this local strict 24-hour requirement is a good backstop against costly litigation. If City Council fails to publish its agenda and resolutions in accordance with state open meetings law, it opens the city to potential litigation which could invalidate legislation. The litigation would require in-house legal resources to defend these claims or outside counsel expenses. In sum, I don't yet understand council's intent or have yet to hear a reasonable argument that requires this change. When dealing with matters of open government, we should err on the side of greater transparency and notice unless there is a compelling argument against it. Sincerely, Jared Cram.
Thank you. Next, we have communications from council members. Councilman Costi, do you have anything you'd wish to share? All right. And so with that, I think we'll just thank everyone for their time. We'll be announcing a special business meeting to be added to the calendar to consider today's business as soon as possible. And with that, the meeting is closed.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay.